Snoop Dogg's decision to bring his iconic album Doggy Style to the stage in Washington, D.C. during an event tied to Donald Trump's inauguration has sparked considerable attention, controversy, and debate. Performing at the Crypto Ball, one of the official inauguration events, Snoop took the stage in front of an audience that, judging by their reaction, seemed less than fully engaged. While Snoop's star power is undeniable and his legacy as one of the most influential figures in hip-hop remains intact, this particular performance stood out for reasons that have become a lightning rod for online discussion. The setting of the performance itself carried a unique atmosphere. Washington, D.C., in January 2017 was charged with the political and cultural tensions that accompanied Trump's rise to the presidency. Snoop Dogg, a figure synonymous with West Coast rap, brought a mix of his signature style and charisma to the event. Performing a selection of his hit tracks, including the unforgettable Drop It Like It's Hot, Snoop's appearance was intended to electrify the crowd and bring a celebratory energy to the evening. However, what unfolded was something far from the raucous, high-energy scenes typically associated with Snoop's performances. Despite his efforts to hype up the crowd, urging them to get loud and engage with his lyrics, the audience's reaction was notably lukewarm. For a star of Snoop Dogg's magnitude, the muted energy in the room was a stark contrast to the usual roars of excitement he commands in packed stadiums or buzzing nightclubs. Clips of the event circulated online, showcasing moments where Snoop tried to energize the crowd, encouraging them to join in and match his enthusiasm. Yet, the response from the audience was underwhelming, with many attendees appearing disinterested or hesitant to fully immerse themselves in the performance. This tepid reception has sparked a significant backlash on social media, with many fans and critics alike expressing their opinions about Snoop's decision to perform at an event associated with Trump's inauguration. For some, the very act of taking the stage at such an event was seen as an endorsement of Trump and his policies, a notion that quickly became the subject of heated debate. While Snoop has never been one to shy away from controversy or public discourse, his participation in this event has led to accusations that he was tacitly supporting the new administration, an idea that has not sat well with portions of his fanbase. One of the key arguments raised by critics is the symbolic weight of performing at an event tied to Trump. Figures like actress Yvette Nicole Brown have argued that participating in such a capacity is akin to lending support or validation to Trump's presidency and the policies that come with it. For many, Trump's tenure has been marked by divisive rhetoric and controversial actions, making any association with his administration a highly charged issue. Snoop's presence at the Crypto Ball has therefore been interpreted by some as a betrayal of his roots and the values he has championed throughout his career. However, not everyone sees it that way. Supporters of Snoop's decision argue that a performance at an event does not necessarily equate to an endorsement of the individual or organization behind it. Kid Rock, an outspoken Trump supporter, weighed in on the controversy, stating during a Fox News appearance that performing at such events should not be conflated with political allegiance. According to this perspective, Snoop's performance was simply a professional engagement, a chance to share his music with a new audience, and not an indication of his personal political views or support for Trump. Interestingly, there was one moment during the performance that managed to elicit a more enthusiastic response from the audience. When Snoop began his rendition of Journey's classic anthem, Don't Stop Believin', the crowd's energy noticeably shifted. The iconic song, which holds a special place in the hearts of many Americans, seemed to resonate more strongly with the attendees than Snoop's own material. This fleeting moment of connection underscored the complexities of the evening, highlighting the disparity between Snoop's usual fanbase and the audience he performed for that night. The backlash online has been relentless, with social media users voicing their disappointment and confusion over Snoop's decision. Many longtime fans have questioned why he would choose to associate himself with an event that carries such polarizing connotations. Some have gone as far as to accuse him of prioritizing a paycheck over his principles, arguing that the performance tarnishes his reputation as a cultural icon who has often positioned himself as a voice of resistance and rebellion. On the flip side, others have defended Snoop, emphasizing the importance of separating art from politics. For these individuals, Snoop's performance was not an endorsement but rather a demonstration of his ability to navigate diverse spaces and audiences. They argue that his decision to perform at the Crypto Ball does not diminish his legacy or alter his contributions to hip-hop and culture more broadly. This controversy also raises broader questions about the role of artists in political and cultural events. When public figures choose to participate in events with political undertones, their actions are often scrutinized through a lens of symbolic significance. For artists like Snoop Dogg, whose work has historically been tied to themes of social justice and empowerment, the stakes are even higher. Fans and critics alike expect consistency between an artist's public persona and their actions, creating a dynamic where any perceived misstep can lead to intense backlash. Snoop's history as an artist and public figure adds another layer of complexity to the situation. As one of the pioneers of West Coast rap, he has built a career on authenticity, creativity, and a willingness to speak truth to power. His music often reflects the experiences and struggles of marginalized communities, making his perceived alignment with an event celebrating Trump's inauguration all the more jarring for some. This tension between Snoop's artistic identity and his actions underscores the challenges artists face in navigating the intersection of art, politics, and public perception. Criticism Snoop has faced also highlights the deep divisions within American society. For many, Trump's presidency symbolizes a shift in political and cultural values that they find deeply troubling. As a result, any association with his administration, even one as seemingly innocuous as a musical performance, becomes a lightning rod for controversy. Snoop's decision to perform at the Crypto Ball has therefore become a focal point for broader discussions about the role of artists in political discourse and the expectations placed upon them by their audiences. In the days following the performance, Snoop Dogg has remained relatively quiet on the subject, opting not to engage directly with the criticism. This silence has only fueled speculation and debate, with some interpreting it as a refusal to acknowledge the backlash and others viewing it as a calculated decision to let the controversy blow over. Whatever the case may be, the incident serves as a reminder of the challenges public figures face in an era where every action is subject to intense scrutiny and interpretation. Despite the controversy, it's worth noting that Snoop's legacy as an artist remains firmly intact. His contributions to hip-hop and popular culture have left an indelible mark, and his influence extends far beyond the confines of any single performance or event. While the Crypto Ball incident has sparked debate and raised questions about his choices, it does not diminish the broader impact of his work or the role he has played in shaping the landscape of modern music. As the conversation around Snoop's performance continues, it's clear that the incident has touched a nerve for many. Whether viewed as a misstep or a mere professional engagement, the event serves as a microcosm of the broader tensions and divisions that characterize contemporary American society. For Snoop Dogg, the experience is likely to be a learning moment, an opportunity to reflect on the ways in which his actions are perceived and the expectations that come with being a cultural icon in an increasingly polarized world.